Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Future Scot Friday. I'm your host, Nor.
And I'm your other host, Danny. Today, we will be interviewing Carla Jensen from Student Affairs. Welcome, Carla.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
So, to kick things off, we want to ask you, what is your role at Alma, and how long have you been with the college?
Yeah, my title is Director of Career and Personal Development. This is my 8th year with Alma College. I came in 2013 just as the Alma Venture program was being created, and I was involved in kicking that off. So I've been really fortunate to be involved in the Alma Venture program all the way along and in off-campus studies, so helping to provide funding for students to get off campus and have all kinds of experiences. And now as we wrap that into career and personal development, it's really thinking about what do you want to do outside the classroom during your time at Alma? What are your goals for after Alma? And how can you be intentional about the experiences that we can help you to have during your time at college to further your goals for your time in college?
So you mentioned the venture program and travel. Could you tell us a little bit about what kinds of opportunities there are for students to travel domestically and internationally?
Absolutely. There are so many different kinds of opportunities to travel as part of your time at Alma, from short-term to long-term, from a very structured group travel to very independent and self-driven. So I think there's something for everybody, and many students take advantage of multiple different programs and opportunities to get off campus. The main ones I think of are, in terms of short-term and group experiences, things like alternative breaks and other campus programs that are short-term off-campus service experiences in other communities. Travel spring term courses, so those are when Alma students travel as a group with an Alma professor and study and learn on location somewhere outside of the college or outside of the classroom. And then there's also a lot of more independently driven, longer independent travel experiences. So POSI Global Service and Leadership experiences, study abroad, and a whole host of other opportunities. So if you can dream it, you can do it at Alma.
Do you possibly have a favorite student story of a venture experience or a study abroad?
There are so many, it's hard to pick just one story, and I think there's a lot of different ways to have a fantastic venture experience. One of the students I worked with did 6 different international experiences during his time at Alma. So every summer, several semesters abroad. So there's so many ways you can fit. I think that was the one that stood out to me, is just how do you make the most of every experience and every summer and all the time that you've got. I also worked with one student who was really interested in exploring her family heritage and going back to where her family had come from, and she found a way to integrate a service program related to her major with also going somewhere that was really personally meaningful. So I think there's a lot of different ways to have a fantastic venture experience, but students always come back with really powerful stories.
What do you enjoy most about working with students to plan their off-campus experiences?
Well, I really enjoy the planning process, but I have to say that I think my favorite is hearing from students when they come back from their venture experiences, reading their reflections, seeing them present at events where they're up in front of other students talking about what that experience meant to them, especially students who haven't traveled before, who've been somewhere new, whether it's a new city in the US or a different culture in a different country. They come back with such a sense of confidence that they can navigate something so new. So I love hearing students talk about the impact of those experiences. It can change the way that you see the world in a way that you really can't undo. It is really eye-opening and life-changing, and I love those conversations.
Yeah, it's truly one of my favorite things about Alma. All the traveling opportunities was one of the reasons why I committed. I think it's the opportunities that we have available for us is really awesome. If you could travel anywhere abroad right now, where would you want to go?
Oh, well, the idea of traveling abroad right now is, it's a big one because, of course, we can't because of COVID. I grew up in Canada. All my family is in Canada, and I haven't seen them for over a year now because of COVID. So personally, if I could travel anywhere, I would go back to Saskatchewan in Canada to see my family. If that were not a constraint, there's some of our study abroad program locations that I am so eager to visit. The program in Peru is one of our most popular, probably aside from the options in Scotland. But I would love to visit Peru and our study abroad site there, and some of the sites that I've seen through our student experiences there.
So outside of Alma, what do you like to do for fun?
I love hiking and camping, getting outside. Michigan's a great place to do that, and there's so many beautiful places in the state to explore as someone who's sort of new to Michigan. So I love to get out and explore anything I can do outside, and especially with my daughter. I've got a 5-year-old, and I love to take her out in the woods to explore.
Is there a favorite place that you've been to camp or hike?
We have the same camping spot that we reserve every year in Wilderness State Park, which is just up on the northern part of the Lower Peninsula on the Great Lakes, and it's just gorgeous. And it's right on the sand dunes, right on the lake. So that's probably my favorite.
Sounds beautiful.
Okay, so we like to play a game on here called This or That, and we are just going to give you some Alma-related choices, and you pick your favorite. So, first, Sac or Dow?
Sac.
Starbucks or Highland Blush?
Highland Blush.
Rec Center or weight room?
Rec Center.
Highland chicken or popcorn chicken?
Highland chicken.
Bagpipes or Highland dance?
That's a really tough one, but I'm going to have to go with Highland dance.
Football game or basketball game?
Basketball game.
Serendipity or Cold Stone?
Serendipity.
Galston or Brusky?
I guess I'll go with Galston because it's attached to the building I work in. So
That's
Yeah.
fair.
you're there.
Entire building. And then finally, the most controversial question, Pizza One or Pizza Sam?
Perhaps it's a bit of a travesty, but I've never tried either since I'm allergic to dairy. So I'm gonna have to give a pass on that one and say I'm sure they're both great.
Well, that wraps it up for us, Carla. Thank you so much for joining us today. Is there any place that students could go to get more information?
Absolutely. If students want to read stories about venture experiences that students have had or explore the opportunities, they can go to alma.edu/venture or reach out to me. I'd love to talk with you.
Thank you so much for being here today.
My pleasure.
Bye, thanks.
Bye, Carla.
Thank you all so much for watching this episode of Future Scot Friday. Don't forget to check out our Facebook, Instagram, or website to see previous episodes, and then tune in again next Friday at noon for the next episode. Go Scots!
Go Scots.